If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you want to go?
Japan.
Because you've already been there and you like
Yes.
it. Is it beautiful?
Japan is a beautiful country. The hills and mountains, and especially I climbed Mount Fuji over there, and up on the top I looked around and I could see forever. And it's the most beautiful country, most beautiful scene I've ever seen.
That's awesome. If you won $1 million, how would you spend it?
I would give it to my kids, my grandkids, and all of my loved ones. That's how I would, and I wish I could do that. It might help if I buy a ticket.
That is how it starts usually.
Since I don't, well, I just wish $1 million for all of you.
What part of your life would you go back and relive?
The 2 years I was in Japan, so I really liked it over there.
Yeah. How is today's society different from when you were a child?
Oh Lord. Back when I was a child, you knew everybody. Everybody knew you. You were friendly with everybody. Nobody kept their doors locked or anything, and nowadays you can't trust anybody hardly. Thank God I have got good friends around me, but other than those friends, you can't trust anybody.
Yeah. What's the most embarrassing thing you've ever done?
I think we mentioned this before, me climbing the water tower.
No.
I climbed the water tower at home because it was tradition that every time you became a senior, you would climb this water tower and put your graduation year up there. Well, we decided, some friends of mine and I decided one night was the night to do that. So we climbed this water tower, painted the year on it, started back down, and I lost my nerve. All the rest of the guys went all the way down. I could not go over that side and down the lake. My dad was chief of police at the time. The other guys went up to the police station and got him, and he came down there with a real bright light shining on me, and he says, "Come on down from there." I said, "I can't, Dad, I can't." He says, "See you in the morning." He drove away, and I spent the night on that water tower with my back against it, hugging that tower, afraid I was going to fall off any time. And the next morning, my dad came up there with a harness and a rope and strapped me on his back, and he climbed down the water tower. And of course, all my friends were standing around watching.
Oh no.
That was kind of embarrassing. When I thought I was a real macho,
What's the best thing someone has ever done for you, besides save you from a water tower?
Best thing anyone ever done for me was a guy named Charlie Hooper, who promoted me out there in my work when on the recommendation of Dale Lines. And he gave me a good job, and That's why I have a good life today, is because of that job.
What is the bravest thing you've ever done?
Bravest thing I guess I've ever done, and I don't know if you call it braveness or stupidity, but back down home there used to be an old concrete bridge go way up and over the river, and I used to climb up that bridge, sit up there and swing my feet and watch cars and trucks go by underneath me. I think that was probably more stupidity than bravery.
So you would go hang off a bridge, but you wouldn't climb down off the water tower?
That doesn't make sense.
No! What's the hardest thing that you've been through?
That I have done.
Yeah.
The hardest thing in my life I've ever done is have my 2 dogs put down.
Yeah.
There's just nothing more I can say about that, honey. It's hard.
Can you tell me about them?
Well, Red Dog that we brought from the farm up here and had for 10 years got cancer, and he had to be put down, so I took him to the U of I, the vet, to see if they could do anything for him, and they said no. So he laid across my lap. They gave him a shot, and it was over.
What was your favorite thing about Red Dog?
About Red Dog is that he was a one-man dog. He would go to deer camp with me every year. And on Friday nights or Saturday nights, we'd have steak night. And guys would eat steak and have bones and stuff left over. That dog would not touch them. If I picked it up and gave it to him, he would eat it. But if anybody else tried to give it to him, no, he wouldn't touch it.
Can you tell me about Luke?
Luke was a phenomenon. He thought everybody that came up this drive was coming up here to see him. He was so good. I never kept him on a chain or anything, and he never went anywhere except over to Bob and Carl's and down to Buck and Steph's. He'd never go out on the road. He would go way back there in the back and go in Bob's Wilderness, but he always came back. He was very, very loyal friend. There could be 10 of us out there in the yard, and Luke came out and he would come right to me. You know, he was just the best dog ever.
Mm-hmm. What is a regret you have in life? What's a regret that you have in life?
Regret?
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's awful hard to think of because I guess I could have been better to my kids. I got everything I want, so I don't have a whole lot of regrets.
What advice would you give your past self?
Give who?
You in the past. What advice do you have for you way back then?
Wise up, kid. Wise up. You're not the smart aleck you thought you were. Wise up.
What makes you feel the most alive?
My walker.
Walker and a good song.
Yeah.
What is something you like about your generation?
My generation?
Yes.
Well, almost all of my generation is gone. But what's left is, I think we could pass along some good advice to younger people and help them through life, you know, and keep them from making the same mistakes that we made.
What is something you like about my generation?
You,
What are some of your strongest held beliefs?
my strongest held beliefs is that you be good and honest with people, and they will be good and honest with you for the most part.
Alright, this one is a fill in the blank. At my funeral, I hope to be described as what?
My funeral. Well, at my funeral, I hope to be described as a nice pile of ashes.
What was one of the biggest turning points in your life?
When I married Jan, that was probably the biggest turning point in my life, yeah.
What's something you wish you could go back and undo?
Well, I've thought about this a lot of times. When I was in high school, we had a kid, nice, big, tall, blonde-headed, blue-eyed kid that everybody just considered not too bright. But he was, he was bright. He was a nice kid. And I made a lamp out of wood and drilled a hole down through it for the cord to go out. And I knew it had a bunch of sawdust in it. And he was in my shop class, and I said, "Look at this, buddy." And he said, "What?" And I said, look in that hole in there." And he stuck his eye down there, and I blew in the other end. And of course, all that sawdust went into his eye. And I have wished 1,000,000 times I could have undone that.
What's something good that's happened in your life recently?
Recently?
Yeah.
Well, recently, something good that happened in my life is getting up and seeing my little wife every morning. That's the best thing. That's the best part of life.
What's it like being your age?
Oh Lord. You would have to ask a whale that, you know. Because being my age, everybody wants to live a long life, but when you get my age, you get to where you can't do anything. Your mind still tells you you can, and you think you still can, but when you get up, your body says, no, you're not going to do that. So that's just about the essence of being 90 years old.
All right, right, Grandpa, we're done. So my last question is, did you enjoy this?
Yes, I enjoyed it very much. I like to answer your questions, and I like for you to know everything there is to know about me. I like for my friends to see this.
That's good. Well, thanks for doing this with me.
You're welcome. I'm sorry it's over. I enjoyed it.
I know.
Can you get another box of questions?
I could try.